So amongst the sizzle of exciting new peaks we've managed to get in recent weeks, including new gameplay footage of Mass Effect Andromeda and another seemingly cryptic trailer from Kojima's new IP Death Stranding, I found myself getting far more excited for the surprise reveal trailer for The Last of Us Part 2. Now, upon first viewing, I was a little disappointed that it would continue the story of Ellie and Joel, since I felt the ending of the first game was an incredibly fitting ending to such an emotional roller coaster, but the more I sunk into this reveal trailer, the more I wanted to see where it would go. I won't go play by play here, but I did want to share some thoughts I had on this trailer, and it may actually go into a theory here, so stick around for that. Firstly, I did want to go ahead and mention that it was interesting that Ellie had a tattoo on her right arm, presumably to cover up the infected area in case she met anyone new. Besides, wearing sleeves all the time would suck, especially in summer, so clever thinking on the art and writing department for that one. We also learned that Ellie can sing and play guitar now, most likely thanks to Joel, who by now should be sharing a stronger father-daughter relationship with, and I only stress this because I feel it'll be important later. Just stick with me on this, it's kind of a crazy jump. Next is Ellie's location. Earlier on in the trailer, we see an abandoned area with a stop sign that has a Firefly logo sprayed on it. That can either mean one of two things to me personally. First, it's an established Firefly base of operations, which isn't likely given the upkeep of the place, or two, a detachment of Fireflies that pass through and or secure the area. Now, the house that Ellie resides in is littered with dead bodies that I would presume she killed herself. My only guess is that it was an attack on either her home or an attack she carried out by herself. Just looking at the close-up of Ellie's hands and face during the montage of the corpses shows us she got blooded up pretty good. Her hands are chipped, she's bleeding from her forehead, and her clothes are pretty disheveled, which I believe would suggest a scuffle or struggle of some kind, or, I don't know, a fight? Possibly. Now the final bit is where I kind of go off the wall here, but we see a person walk into the house during the little musical number and find out that it's Joel. I mean, you really don't see his face, but you hear him, and that's good enough for the rest of us, so it's fucking Joel. Though, when I watched him walk in, I felt something off about him. Something about him just didn't seem right to me. First thing, notice the clothes are not all out of place here. He looks like he's just been waltzing around through the fucking forest. It does not look like he's been in a fight here. Now, we all know Joel can kick ass when he has to, so if anyone were to put up the dukes against Joel, they'd be dead within seconds, and we all know that. On top of that, even though Joel is carrying a gun, there is no blood on his hands. He's too clean to be the Joel we all know from the first game. Of course, this could just mean he could have been fighting at a distance, but if we know Joel and Ellie, they'd be in the thick of it together. Which leads me to my big guess more than a theory, is that this moment of Part 2 story, Joel is dead, and Ellie is projecting Joel as a voice of guidance and or comfort. And of course, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that came to the same conclusion as I did based on these observations, but I looked a little closer, and if there's one thing I took away from The Last of Us Part 1, it was subtext and cutscenes. Now let's listen to that small exchange between the two.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
At face value, it's just Joel asking Ellie if she's really gonna go out on this revenge mission, and Ellie confirming it, but given the small list of things about Joel's interests we just covered, we could potentially see another layer of story that could lean towards where this narrative is being driven. Okay, let's dive in. Listen one more time, but pay attention to Ellie's facial expression when she turns around.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
I'm gonna find. And I'm gonna kill. Every last one of them.
Now the whole conversation feels a little different with these ideas in mind, but it goes a little deeper. She's mad. She's pissed. She wants blood. Her eyes tell far more than the dialogue itself could. Let's start with the reason why Ellie is so hell-bent on finding these people and why she wants to kill them. Ellie's a good person at heart and would have no quarrel with anyone if it didn't warrant it, but if someone wronged her or threatened anyone she loved, she'd take action in a heartbeat. But what reason would Ellie have to go on a murder spree seemingly out of nowhere? Well, how about the idea that Joel is fucking dead? Joel is her surrogate father and the only person that she could rely on not dying on her or leaving her, as she so clearly states in the first game.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you.
This loss would take a massive toll on her and would want whoever took the one person in her life that she loved with all of her heart to be dead, 6 feet under, even if she has to do it herself. Now the who. Who would go out of their way to kill one dude? Of course, this could have been some kind of bandit or raider attack that Joel got caught in the middle of, but if cinematic storytelling has taught me anything, it's that I should pay attention to detail. Joel may have a long list of enemies, but I'm sure the trailer is trying to tell us everything we need to know about this. Let's look back at the beginning of the trailer one more time. It's just a simple shot of that abandoned area again. But the one detail we touched on before, that firefly symbol, now my mind is just lifting up possibilities like I listed earlier, potential base of operations, checkpoint, etc. But once you think about it, they have good reason to go after Joel. Within the Fireflies, it's no secret that he killed many of their soldiers and their leader, but they also took away what they thought was the cure for the cordyceps infection. The one thing that would put an end to the apocalyptic world as they knew it, the living anomaly, Ellie, the one person to have lived through a cordyceps infection. The Fireflies, thirsty for revenge of killing of their friends and fellow soldiers, killing their leader and screwing everyone's chance for a cure for his own selfish desires, that would definitely put Joel on a hit list, for sure. Not to mention whoever took command was probably second in command and close to Marlene, the original leader of the Fireflies. So he or she would probably have a personal vendetta against Joel. Now with this in mind, we probably have a few questions. What about the ending of the first game, where Ellie looks like she doesn't buy any of Joel's bullshit but responds with the symbol, okay? She's not dumb, she can tell when Joel is lying, to which I say, yes, I agree with that. Ellie is smart and can snuff out a lie, but she buys Joel's lie because she wants to believe him. And she carries the belief that the search for a cure was abandoned and sent Ellie off with Joel to live out the rest of their lives, which we know is bullshit.
No matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything that you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
So we have a who and a why, which is all I think we can muster out of this point specifically, but there's one more thing I want to share with you, and it has to do with Ellie herself. If Ellie is on a revenge murder mission, and assuming everything I had shared with you so far was correct, then seeing Joel in the hallway and talking to him would be kind of weird, right? Well, I'd say it is. Now, I can't speak from experience, nor am I a doctor, but I would think losing someone you love is especially taxing on your emotional and mental health. Ellie losing Joel could have sent her on a whirlwind of dark thoughts, which would eventually lead her to the decision to go kill the people responsible for Joel's death, but could also cause her to hallucinate or project the subject in question, in this case Joel. So she's not only in a dark place for the revenge she wants to take out, but she's seemingly not all there either. She's talking to a dead man, someone who's actually not there. She's having a conversation with herself, and I would bet her health would get worse and worse as the next game progresses. Now that I've shared that, I cannot wait to play this new story in the Last of Us universe, and set off on this new journey of love and revenge, and prepare for one hell of an emotional roller coaster. Seriously, just watching this trailer made me tear up a little bit when Ellie spoke up. It's that good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any additional thoughts on the trailer, or if you just simply like the analysis, drop a like and a comment so we can get a conversation going. If you want to see more of these types of videos from me, don't hesitate to ask. This is my first venture into this sort of thing, so I'm still kinda new to it. In any case, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you guys next time.